Hello and welcome to another episode of Tan Pants. Today I'm talking about a man who woke up after 12 years in a coma. And that's not the worst part.
Wait, what year did you wake up? 2000.
It doesn't tell me. It doesn't tell me freaking thing. Tell me the years. But I bet we could probably deduce when this happened. But so he was asleep for 12 years, but
Lucky.
no, he suffered from a particular kind of coma called locked-in syndrome.
Ooh.
To where he was actually aware of his surroundings.
He was asleep.
People thought he was asleep.
Oh, wow.
So it was only the last 6 years of his coma. So for 6 years, he was completely out. And for the last 6 years, he was aware of things, and people didn't know.
Oh, my.
So his name was His name is. He's alive still. He has a happy life. His name is Martin Pistorius.
Historius. Say that again.
Martin Pistorius.
Say it like you mean it. Like you really
Guys,
mean it.
that's mean. This guy slept for 6 years.
He has a happy ending. Don't worry. I wouldn't bring this up if it didn't have a happy ending.
That was his last name? Pistorius?
Pistorius.
Mr. Pistorius.
It's
Mr.
Pistorius. Pistorius.
You know, sleeping for that long, you must be pretty historious.
He's pretty Pistorius, man.
Mr. and Mrs. Pistorius.
I said historious.
It's Pistorius. When he was 12, Martin Pistorius came home with a sore throat. It didn't seem like much, but his condition worsened, and he was soon unable to move or even speak. Eventually, he crashed into a coma that would last 12 years. It was not clear at the time what caused his condition. Doctors didn't know what happened to him, and although they suspected a cryptococcaleal meningitis, an infection that spreads from the lungs to the brain, Pistorius went into a deep coma for the next 4 years. So he was 12 years old. When he was 16, he started to regain consciousness, but he was still paralyzed except for his eyes. And no one realized he was conscious. They thought he was in a vegetative state. Mm. And by age 19, he was completely aware of his surroundings. He could hear everything around him, but he couldn't communicate. And still, people weren't aware that he was actually conscious. They just thought he could open his eyes and look around, but it was vegetative. He says his body became his prison, and he was ultimately able to escape after spending years trying to communicate with the outside world. After his recovery, he would speak of news events that happened and things he heard on TV or radio. He says, I was aware of everything, just like any normal person. Everyone was so used to me not being there, they just didn't notice when I began to be present again. This dark reality hit me that I was going to spend the rest of my life like that, totally alone. Unfortunately, there were no brain scans conducted on him at this time, which would have shown that his brain was very much active. Martin, who is often referred to as a Ghost Boy by the media, says his worst memory is the cartoon character Barney, which he was forced to watch for hours and hours straight. And he says here, I cannot even express to you how much I hate Barney. He says, it says here, although he was able to see and hear what was around him, he couldn't move. He felt like his body was encased, and even when he started to make small movements, no one noticed. And that's when sadness really kicked in, and Barney was the last straw. He says, you don't really think about anything. You simply exist. It was a very dark place to find yourself because, in a sense, you're allowing yourself to vanish. He was aware of important events happening in the world by listening to the TV or the radio, and he was also aware of his family that had continued their lives without him. He says, I have a younger brother and sister, and they and my parents would go on holidays without me, which was extremely difficult. The worst part was that I had a perpetual fear that they'd die in a car accident and never come to fetch me. He says, I never felt angry with my parents as I knew they loved me and did the best that they could, but I felt furious about the situation. There were many times when I cried inside. I reached a point where I essentially gave up. But the person who finally noticed that he was actually conscious was his aromatherapist.
Aromatherapist?
Aromatherapist meaning a therapist for smells.
Smells. So I don't know why.
What do you go to an aromatherapist for?
I don't know. It says that the aromatherapist, Virna van der Walt,
Vanderwalt.
she picked up on his subtle language, virtually imperceptible smiles, gazes, and nods he used to indicate he was paying attention. He was 25 years old.
Wow.
He says, happiness surged through me. I was Muhammad Ali, John McEnroe, Fred Truman. Crowds roared their approval as I took a lap of honor. He said of the moment his therapist acknowledged his consciousness. Here's a picture of him in front of Google.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I bet his body's.
His
pretty
body's
weak for not.
Oh yeah,
moving
so
or
he
exercising.
needed a lot of physical therapy.
yeah.
He still can't speak. He has like who's the scientist guy?
Stephen Hawking.
Stephen
He
Hawking.
has a Stephen Hawking computer that he can type things in,
really?
talk
wow.
for him.
Nice.
So the aromatherapist insisted that Martin should be tested, and the parents allowed this. The test confirmed he was awake and responsive, and his parents bought him a computer to communicate with. After years and years of practice, he was able to communicate using synthetic speech. And in 2003, he got a paid job at the health center, working 1 day a week. His condition continued to improve, and eventually he learned how to make websites and graduated from university. He now has his own business as a web designer and is married with children.
Awesome.
Wow.
It was him with his wife. He's so happy.
Oh yeah, man.
Good job.
And all it took was 12 years in a coma.
12 years in a coma.
Wow.
Well, it was 6 years in a coma and then 6 years like awake.
But paralyzed.
Paralyzed, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? That would be like absolutely terrible.
Yeah, it would be.
So like this got me thinking, what's your backup plan here? Let's say, Max, tomorrow you're hit by a foosball and you go into coma land. But you're still awake, but we don't know. What's your strat here?
So, obviously, I need to get my brain to realize that there's more to life than just being a vegetable.
Yeah.
So, I would have to create the matrix inside of my body and then create my own Neo and own dumb job.
You would just go further within.
You'd have to, because you have to create the whole
But then
Neo complex of him, like, tired of his life, wanting something new. I'm a smart programming guy.
That's already your life though. You're 6 years laying there.
Hold on. You didn't say what I was, but prior to this tennis ball. Wait, was it a tennis ball? Or?
So okay, the situation is you're in a coma, you can't move, and no one knows you're awake.
Right.
Right.
But I know that I can be awake.
So,
I'd have
but
to
your
trick
solution
myself.
is to go deeper inside your
Right.
and basically fall asleep again
No, it's like Inception. So you have to go deep inside yourself
and convince
implant
yourself.
a idea that you're a vegetable, and then your own mind wants to break out of it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Or another way, you could exercise your psionic powers.
Oh, you think psionic powers would develop?
So having no physical abilities will heighten your psionic abilities.
But then people will think just the room that I'm in is haunted, and then they're like,
That gave me a
Moves
really dark thought here.
Yeah.
What if there was like a study, like they had people with psionic powers, they're trying to boost them, and they separated some of them and put them in and paralyzed them with like some kind of chemical to see if they could boost their psionic ability.
Yeah.
And they spend like years just unable to move on a bed.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody has thought of that.
Probably.
Somebody's already done it.
Do you want to hear my actual thing? Okay, I'm on record on the podcast. If I ever go into a coma,
Okay.
I want everyone to test for brain activity every 6 months.
Okay.
6 months.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to be down for 6 years or even aware of anything, don't waste too much time checking every day.
You could do 3 months.
No, I think 6 months is fine.
6 months seems fair.
Yeah.
We all have lives to live.
We have lives to live, and that's probably expensive.
And you don't. I mean,
It's true. And also, do things like snap your fingers in front of me and say, "Hey, you awake?"
whatever. It's
And
not-
then look. If I kind of nod a little bit or move my finger, then that's probably me saying, "Yeah, I hear you."
What if I put like a plate of really nasty, like rotten milk right on your chest?
When I wake up and I'm talking about how much I hate Barney, I would also include you and probably sue you and get money.
All right. So I would think you can move your eyes first. That's usually the first thing.
Yeah, he was able to look around. So he could watch a Barney.
Which means that, like, if he can move his eyes, like, move up and down for yes, side to side for no.
Yeah. That really makes me it took him that long to realize he was moving his eyes around, and
I don't know.
he's able to watch Barney.
Yeah, but
his eyes are open.
But you've been in a dream-like state for, at that point it was like 6 years, right?
All right, so imagine you watch the first episode of Barney and you're like, ugh, this is awful. The commercial says, and soon we'll be back to our 24-hour marathon of Barney. You're just like, no.
That'd suck, man.
Who plays Barney on a loop
In a hospital.
in a hospital?
I don't know. This was like early 2000s.
Yeah, but there's
Since 2003, he got married. So this is like the 90s. So the 80s into the 90s.
Okay. So he's not my father.
This guy isn't your father. No. Surprise, it's Dad. This was Dad's story. You never heard this story before.
Nice.
Yeah, man, that would really, really stink. I heard they're making a Barney movie.
What?
There's a Barney movie coming out.
Barneyheimer.
Barneyheimer. No, the guy
they already did that.
The guy directing it says he wants to have it be like an A24 film. It's like a little bit disturbing and dark. And
A24?
I'm like, you're making why?
Why would you make Barney disturbing?
Yeah, I mean, like,
it already is kind
why
of.
why wouldn't you make something new that can be disturbing and dark? Why does it have to be Barney?
I don't know. That's weird. That's really weird.
I bet it's going to be.
I trust his direction.
You trust it? I mean, low budget horror Barney.
Go for it.
I don't
Do
know.
it.
That gives me the
Get it
creep.
over
That is like a do Teletubbies.
I won't watch it.
Oh, yeah, just imagine, like, you're running and it's just, I love you. You love me.
I mean, if you're doing a Barney film, you gotta tug at those heartstrings a little bit, man. You gotta be crying by the end.
No,
you need to leave
not
the
with
theater.
Barney. No.
Listen, Barney was
Barney
meant to
doesn't
spread
deserve it.
joy, right?
He doesn't deserve it.
Remember my my pitch for Dora the Explorer the movie, and they made the Dora the Explorer movie, and they didn't follow my pitch, like I said.
What was your pitch?
I never
My
saw
pitch
that
was
movie.
Dora. It was in this perpetual cartoon world, right?
Okay.
And she's like giving directions or whatever, and then she comes to the real world, Roger Rabbit style, and she feels sad because her entire legacy is teaching children how to say "open" in Spanish, and that's it.
Hey, also uno, dos.
Uno, dos, tres, and
And
cuidado, and the seatbelt, so we can be safe. That's all she's
Wait,
known
how
for.
do you say seatbelts in Spanish?
They never said that. They would say seatbelts, so we can be
Delicioso.
safe.
So that was their message was not Spanish. Their message was be safe.
Their message was get your kids to watch this so we can get ad money from Taco Bell and Burger King.
I don't know about that. Taco Bell.
Yeah,
And-
you know why Nickelodeon Cartoon Network exists?
Taco Bell.
Ad money.
Ad money. That's the reason why they're free on TV.
You know, Max, like when you're watching a cartoon and then suddenly the story stops
Yeah.
and then another video plays and then it resumes,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's how they get money.
that is how a lot of America works, and that's also why we're in the political situation we are, because everything revolves around getting your attention and ad money. So the more substantial and exciting they make their news, their programming, the more likely you're to watch, and the more likely you're going to watch the ads.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So if we just didn't have ad money and we just worked like humans, we
Yeah.
wouldn't be in this weird, crazy political climate.
Humans.
Sounds like communism to me.
I used to be a human once. I mean, I am. I'm a human.
You're a human?
Yeah.
I am for now.
Until I change my mind.
Role play with me here.
Okay.
Your name is Cooper Valentine.
Okay, hang on. I need to inhabit Cooper Valentine.
He says, yuck.
Give me some more information.
So you're Cooper Valentine. I'm Vince Tateman.
Hey, Vince. Nick.
You're renting an apartment for me, and
Wait, what's your last name?
Tateman.
Tate. Okay,
Dickman.
I had to make sure.
What did you think it was?
I thought you said something completely different.
You're renting an apartment from me, and
Okay.
I've started to notice more and more clogs in the kitchen sink and an odor of burnt rice. I've
Okay.
given lots of warnings, but this is the last one. Hey there, Mr. Valentine.
Oh, it's my landlord. How's it going, King?
Listen,
Land Chad.
Don't land Chad me. You know why I'm here. This is the 5th time, Cooper.
I mean, it's just this morning. I mean,
It's burnt rice. Morning, day, and night. Burnt rice.
well, you know what? You know, maybe if you just fix the rice cooker like I asked you
How
2
hard?
days ago.
How hard is it to cook rice, Cooper?
First, you gotta plug it in. Then you gotta make sure the glowing pads on the bottom are.
I'm trying to take a crap upstairs, and all I smell is burnt rice.
I have a question for you. I've never ever seen a landlord take the top. Landlords belong on the bottom floor so they can better access the facilities. Okay,
I have
this is
special
how
needs.
apartments
You know
work.
that. I have special wants.
Oh,
and
you got
desires.
special
You know
needs.
that.
You got special needs, huh? What about my needs?
Don't go
I
down
need
that
rice. If I don't eat 50 grams of rice every day, I'll die. That's my doctor said. From a cocaine addiction from the 90s, I need rice. I need rice. I need rice.
Also, the kitchen sink, man. I've gone through loads of plumbers, but they can't stand the smell of rice.
What if I told you those plumbers would come to me and say, listen, put another rack down there, and I'll split the...
I
split the
think
bill
you're,
with you.
You're making this up.
Nuh-uh.
Cooper. You need to...
I
this is your
can
last
name
warning.
the last 7 plumbers by name. Martin, Scorsese, Jonathan, Hector, Brandon,
Listen,
Philip,
Listen.
and Reggie.
the only reason you're in here was a favor to your mother. It's not working out.
If you don't...
You need to move. I can't do this anymore.
How about this? Let's call her. Let's call her right now. Let's call my mom. Ready? Hang
No,
on.
don't do
I got
that.
the phone.
It was really
oh,
awkward
here's her
last time.
picture. Here's her picture. Look at this.
It was awkward.
Hello?
It was awkward.
Hello, Ma?
Don't do this.
Ma?
Don't do this.
Yeah. My landlord's here.
Cooper, Ick, what is going on? What's that smell? I can smell it from the phone.
Ma. It's the bananas again. You gotta close the oven. I want you to talk to the landlord. The land Chad. Remember the land Chad?
Ick, land Chad.
Call him a king and tell him I can stay.
You know my son here, his name Cooper. He's a nice guy. He had a cocaine addiction in the 90s.
90s.
You need to play nice with him, land Chad.
Listen,
You hear
Allison.
me?
I have a bat. I'm about to beat your son if he doesn't leave. You better tell him to leave first.
Ma, he doesn't have a bat. He's bluffing.
What
I don't
kind?
see a bat.
Don't tell her.
Wait, what kind of bat?
Don't listen to him, Ma.
Is it a blue bat?
It has wood in
Ma, don't listen to him.
Oh, it's just wood? He can take it. I know from experience.
It's true. She beat me. That's why I did the cocaine. Because if I have horrible back pain. Clay, you are a zookeeper and you are managing the hippos. And you love your job, but you're afraid of the hippos. Like you're deathly afraid of them. And Josh, you are his boss. And you've noticed that the hippo feed is disappearing and the hippos aren't getting the food. And you're okay, Josh. Your name is Philip Brothman, and Clay. Your name is Hector Zeroni.
Hector, there used to be a lot of feed here. There used to
well,
be a whole pile.
I guess it's just it just disappeared. What are you gonna do
Just
about
like
it?
that? Who
Yeah.
would steal 20 tons of hippo feed unless they got a hippo?
I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of weird people. You got Hugo Chavez.
Now let's take this investigation a little bit deeper. What if it wasn't a man? What if it was a hippo? Did hippo get in here?
I wouldn't know.
Let's look around us.
Do we have to?
Hector, do you see what's behind me?
What?
There's a gaping hole in the frickin' wall.
Yeah, that's pretty
Hector,
bad.
can you explain this hole?
I just don't think the hippos like me. They saw me and they started charging, and they went through the wall.
Hector, you look like a nice guy. I want you to step through this hole and figure out which hippo did it.
What? No.
Figure out which hippo did it, and we gotta get it back.
Those hippos, they kill people regularly.
They don't kill, but that's in Africa. Come on, man up. This is America. We're in Kansas. We can take advantage of them because they are out of their element right now. They're in an environment that is not their original environment.
I think that might help them.
Would it really? Do you know? Have you studied hippos?
I mean, I'm a zoologist.
You didn't even know a hippo broke in here. You know, I'll make it easy on you. Here's a bubble suit. If they charge at you, you'll just bound out.
I don't think that's going to work.
Here's an AK.
Can I go back to the parakeets?
I guess. So recently there's this real estate agent, selling real estate.
No.
What?
His name is Mike.
Mike, the real estate agent?
I don't believe it.
I don't believe no one names their kid Mike.
Nah, I'll just start with the title. I don't know how to go. He's in. Real estate agent fined $20,000 for chugging container of milk in seller's house.
Fined?
Fined
How much?
$20,000 for
$20,000
chugging milk?
container of milk in seller's house.
I guess that's kind of theft, but
According
so-
to North Shore News, Mike Rose arrived at a house in 2022 to show potential buyers. He eventually became thirsty and searched for something to drink in the fridge. He couldn't find water, but settled on drinking milk straight from the container. The sellers found out about Rose's thirst-quenching venture when they looked over the video footage from a security camera hidden inside the house.
Dalton, I told you not to chug the milk.
I need to drink the milk!
You chugged it.
It's good for my bones!
It's a sign. No chugging. No chugging, Dalton.
I can't read, I'm a realtor!
Rose had apparently not asked the sellers if he could drink the milk, nor did he offer to replace it after. On the final day of the house's show,
He's like, excuse me, did you drink the milk?
No.
yeah.
I drink what I want, okay? Did you ask permission? No. Can you replace it? No. I'm not gonna replace this milk. Can you spend $4 and give me no?
Do I look like I'm gonna spend $4?
Dude, I'm a realtor. Do you think I got that kind of money?
Do you think milk was my first choice to chug?
I can't replace milk.
On the final day of the house's showings, the sellers asked Rose if he had anything he wanted to share with them.
So do you have anything you'd like to share with us?
Rose allegedly applied the milk, according to the consent order. The sellers had barred Rose from ever returning to their property and subsequently released the footage of him drinking the milk online.
That man drank my milk. If he's on my property ever again,
I was looking for Kool-Aid.
you didn't have any water. You didn't have any Kool-Aid. You didn't have Gatorade.
So I settled with milk. Do you understand?
That's all you peasants had in your house.
Other clients also dropped Rose as their agent. He didn't get a happy ending.
Oh man, he lost all his clients because he drank the milk.
I feel like there's
guy.
something a lot deeper.
Listen,
This
that
can't
is.
be that.
Was he like naked while he was drinking the milk?
Was this a naked milk drink?
Because then maybe I'd understand that. But just chugging the milk? Come on.
was he lactose intolerant and then like
know.
blew up the bathroom?
Rose claimed the behavior was out of the ordinary and was due to him taking a new medication that made him thirsty.
Oh,
He also claimed,
okay?
he also claimed to be under stress.
yeah. If your clients will attack you for drinking milk, yeah, that's kind of stressful.
Let him drink the milk.
Yeah, that was overkill. Listen, y'all. If the agent drinks some milk, I mean, he should have just replaced the milk.
I know that was.
I mean, if the suit says that he didn't ask he could drink the milk and they did not replace the milk, if that's true, that he refused to replace the milk, then I could see that's a problem. But it's not a $20,000 lawsuit.
Yeah. Like the lawyer's like, you owe them 1 carton of milk.
The judge says 2 cartons of milk.
In back pay. Bang the gavel.
Bang.
Bang. You've been shot. Milkman.
His name's Milkman.
Didn't they do that in Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends? They had a court where like Madam Foster ate someone's sandwich, and it's like you owe him a sandwich and a bag of chips as back pay.
I think I remember that, yeah. The cool guy was the judge, right? With the one-eyed guy, the little green guy.
Yeah, he was the plaintiff.
He's got the big, deep voice.
Yeah.
1 sandwich and a bag of chips. Stop writing dirty words on the whiteboard, Max.
I'm not. I'm
He wrote
creating art.
PB&J. What's dirty about that?
He wrote 7 dirty words. Ready? He wrote farts, butt, cheap, pants, and now PB&J.
Max.
You have to find the beauty in the pairs.
Okay, that's
Fart
great.
Cheap
butts.
pants.
Listen.
Cheapo.
No, just listen to me.
Okay.
Shut your mouth.
Is this
Listen to the phonetic.
Shut the crap up, Josh.
Listen to the what do you call it? Ballerina dancing.
yeah,
Listen to the phonetic ballerina dancing going on right here.
Listen,
what are you talking about?
Fart
this
butt.
is limerickal genius hour with Max.
Do you know what a limerick is?
Not another word. Fart butt. Cheap pants. PB&J. See how that flowed?
It's pretty good.
Let's repeat it.
Okay, one more time.
Fart butt.
Mm-hmm.
Cheap pants.
Yeah, yeah.
PB&J.
All these things are related because the fart comes out of the butt,
That's right.
and you put cheap pants on the butt.
Yep.
But what comes out of the butt?
No. My thought pattern was farts go to butt.
Yeah.
If you're cheap,
Also,
you buy cheap pants.
our audio listeners don't know this, but between the words fart and butt, there's an arrow. And then off to the side, between cheap and pants, there's an arrow.
There's an arrow.
But PB&J exists on its own with no arrow.
It is a
Well,
solitary.
okay, listen, it's the outcome. Okay, so
It's like almost the biggest word on the board.
try to follow me here. Farts are like butts. Farts come from butts. You're a cheap man. Buy cheap pants. Cheap pants. If you're cheap, you're gonna be eating PB&Js. That's how I thought. That's how I saw it in my
This
mind.
is deep. That's really deep.
So yeah, you could take it or leave it.
I'm leaving it.
I'm gonna chug some milk.
At someone's house.
Aren't you like not supposed to chug milk?
I don't think.
Want to make you throw up?
I doubt he chugged. I think he took a swig.
Yeah.
If I'm
they're
thirsty-
really hamming it up.
I feel like they are blowing it out of proportion a little bit.
Well,
completely
he
out
was
of
taking
proportion.
medication to make him that made him thirsty.
It's like, hey, come on, guys. I'm thirsty. I didn't want to embarrass you. I went in your fridge. It was just milk.
Just milk.
This isn't even your house.
It was. He was selling it.
He was selling their
He
house.
was selling their house.
Oh, okay.
Think how stupid you got to be. He's the guy selling your house. Now we got to do a. We have to do a court case now.
Did you
in between
drink
selling
my
our house.
milk?
Would that
Yeah, I
complicate
did.
selling your house?
Yeah,
Why can't you just be like, hey, dude, why'd you drink my milk?
I think they did, and they just escalated it to suing you.
I didn't drink
Well, they asked, "Do you have anything to share?" They're narcissists.
Yeah, that was a narcissist question to ask.
Do you have anything to share? No.
I'm with the realtor.
I
What was his name? Mike?
Milk.
Mike Rose.
I'm with Mike.
Mike, man.
Mike Rhodes.
Mike,
Mike Rose.
justice for Mike. This is ridiculous. Justice for hashtag. I have no other information about him or what he's like, or he could be a monster. But justice for Mike, based on the information I have so far.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Tan Pants.
Thank you to our patrons, Navanjr, Gilstronkulous, The Big Tine, and Seth Rosgaard. You guys are legends.
You can join our Patreon too and receive a free copy of my book, The Garden Maze.
What?
Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube.
If you'd like to hear more and stay up to date, be sure to ring the bell on the podcast app of your choice.
Let us know what you think. If you had any thoughts on the podcast, ask some questions. We'll answer them maybe.
I approve of this message.
We'd like to thank you for listening to our podcast. See you next time.